cray fall. Kept looking to the left till I lost them all. Tell me where am I gonna fall? Tell me where am I gonna go? The sky like an army blanket down into the sky. The sky like an army blanket down into the sky. The sky like an army blanket down into the sky. The sky like an army blanket down into the sky. Well, I woke up this morning inside out. No one can see me inside out. Tell me where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go? No one can see me inside out. Tell me where am I gonna go? Tell me where am I gonna go?
Really, I think the best way to think about capitalist realism is as a form of what I would call consciousness deflation. And just to make a crude schematic point, I would say that the rise of capitalist realism, the rise of this sense of capitalist social relations, capitalist conceptions, capitalist forms of subjectivity, etc., as calcified, inevitable, and impossible to eradicate. The rise of this sense is directly correlated with the receding of the concept of consciousness from culture, psychedelic culture. We have to think back again to the alien nature of the alien nature of the world in the 60s and 70s, where you had this, with this psychedelic consciousness clearly does relate to drugs, specifically to LSD, etc. But expanded far beyond those who are actually using the drug. I mean, the key thought or the key kind of experience, and it's about a relationship between experience and thought in a certain way, that was extremely widespread in the 60s and afterwards. And you have to think about the scale of this, with this being led by people like the Beatles, nothing had been more famous than the Beatles up to that point. Right? Nothing. So you've got a popular modernist culture, with something like the Beatles, who basically trained people to expect things to get more and more experimental the more popular they got, which is what happened to the Beatles for their peak years in the 60s. And what they mainstreamed was this psychedelic consciousness with its key notion of the plasticity of reality. The exact opposite of what I was talking about at the start, that things are fixed, they're permanent, they can't change. Reality is just something we have to adjust ourselves to. This is the pitch of capitalist realism, of the underside, the flip of the neoliberal idea that it's all great, we're all free, we can all make ourselves into anything we want to be, which we of course know we can't. The flip of that is this idea, well, you have to, if you don't like it, you have to adjust to it, that's just how things are now. And this story that things will, at a fundamental, be the same, but they'll also get worse. Which were at work, probably all of us have got this story in one way or another. If you want to keep your job, you have to work longer hours, and you have to work longer hours, you'll have to accept more responsibilities. Don't like it, well, none of us like it, but that's just how things are now. And the whinging boss is the form of one of the key forms of this management of this stage of capitalism, where I don't like it, I don't like any more than you do, but this is how things are. That sense of resignation, fatalism, which is so widespread and which we can't take some individual responsibility for because it's been produced at a systemic level. That's like, it was produced in order to eliminate that concept of that nothing is fixed. Everything is plastic, everything is mutable, and what these drug trips did was take people out of the currently dominant reality, and expose it as provisional, as just one form of organisation, of which there could be others. Which not to say that drugs will immediately, widespread drug use will immediately lead to revolution. It didn't, but that's part of the problem. I think was impatience. With a lot of the 60s counterculture, people flipped out of dominant reality very quickly and assumed that was just how things were going to go now, and everything would follow from that. I think one of the values we need at the moment is a kind of revolutionary patience, really. There was a kind of impatience at that period, and a sense that all of the historical kind of structures, stratifying structures that had dominated human life up to that point could be dissolved within a generation, and it just wasn't as quick as that. They're much more tenacious than that. And what the right bet on was the tenacity of those structures, and that they would return, and that they require. It's a long process to dismantle them. The key problem that capital had, and especially raised by the counterculture, was how could was recruiting people back into work who had seceded from. This was the point of the counterculture. I'm not going to work. Why bother? It's miserable. Who wants no more miserable Monday mornings for anybody? What they feared was, the working class becoming hippies on a large scale.
When I wake up early in the morning, I'm still yawning when I'm in the middle of a dream. Stay in bed, float You gotta get closer to the mic. Everybody seems to think I'm lazy. I don't mind. I think they're crazy. Running everywhere with such a speed. Till they find there's no need. There's no need. Because one night day I'm miles away, and after all I'm only sleeping. Oh shit, what's the next part? Keeping alive on the world going by my window. Taking my time, lying there staring at the ceiling, waiting for a sleepy feeling. Please don't spoil my day, I'm miles away, and after all I'm only sleeping. Keeping out on the world going by my window. Taking my time, early in the morning. With my head, I'm still yawning when I'm in the middle of a dream. Sitting in bed, on a stream. Don't wake me, no, don't shake me. Leave me where I am. I'm always sleeping.
Thank you so much.
The hottest DJ mixing the beats. Beats. Mixing the beats.
This sense of exorbitant sufficiency could be heard in the Kinks' Sunny Afternoon, which Baker might well have also heard on the same transistor radio that day, or the Beatles' I'm Only Sleeping, which would come out a month later, or in later releases like the Small Faces' Lazy Sunday. These tracks apprehended the anxiety dream toil of everyday life from a perspective that floated alongside, above or beyond it. Whether it was the busy street glimpsed from the high window of a late sleeper whose bed becomes a gently idling rowing boat, the fog and frost of a Monday morning abjured from a sunny Sunday afternoon that does not need to end, or the urgencies of business airily disdained from the eyrie of a meandering, aristocratic pile, now occupied by working-class dreamers who will never clock in again. These luminous new landscapes were worlds beyond work, where drudgery's dreary repetitiveness gave way to drifting explorations of strange terrains. Listened to now, these tracks describe the very conditions necessary for their own production, which is to say, access to a certain mode of time which allows a deep absorption. The refusal of work was also a refusal to internalize the systems of valuation which claimed that one's existence is validated by paid employment. It was, that is to say, a refusal to submit to a bourgeoisie gaze which measured life in terms of success in business.
Allô, c'est Sophia, c'est quand on dit.
Vas-y, là, je suis loin, ton si je le fais, je t'appelle pas, t'as revenons à nos moutons. Je vois un anglais sur la piste, je lui dis chocolate. Il me dit, oh, mini monnaie. Je dis quoi? Vas-y, tiens, pilon et donne 200 monnaies. Et va voir.
Station with the best music. Best music.
I love the music.
Best music.
Ça redémarre mais moins vert, vite. J'essaie de m'approcher la tête des vigiles. Une bagarre, une bouteille, ça fait bip. Continue à mixer, bah ouais, tout le monde kiffe. Lunettes de soleil sur le pif, on ne cesse de danser. En parlant pif, il raconte la cesse dedans. Il nous faut le pif, faut les billets violets. C'est vrai qu'on est pisse si on fait les lovés. T'as capté les points, il veut taper des bas. Et palper des liasses, et pâter les tasses. Passer des vagues, grailler des plats. En regardant le ciel et charmer les dames. Mais qu'est-ce qu'on va se faire chier à faire des chichis. J'ai les pieds dans l'eau, et j'ai ma chicha. Fruit de mer sur la plage, ouais, si. Je suis dans un film, laisse-moi faire mon shit. Je me recale les potos, c'est pas possible. Parce que c'est moi que les gens veulent écouter ce soir. Écarte-toi s'il te plaît, fais de la place positive. Tu nous feras pas peur parce que t'es grand et large. Ademo, c'est mon blabla. Je fais le buzz, j'entends déjà les blabla. Retourne à la frappe, tu piche. Ici y'a personne qui va prendre 20 pige. On est pissé lové, 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 on est pissé lové.
people stand